So Fori Automation, we specialize in the global design, build, and integration of automated material handling, testing, assembly, and welding systems for the automotive and non-automotive industries. Fori Automation started doing Manufacturing Day nearly 10 years ago. So our first event was in 2012, officially in 2013. So we've been a participant for pretty much since the inception, at least here in Macomb County. We have hosted on average around 40 to 45 students per year, and that included a single tour each morning. So the way that we try to structure our manufacturing day is to focus on all the different career opportunities within manufacturing, right? Obviously there's engineering, there's electricians, assembly, pipe, wire, all those good things, but there's also other things such as project management, finance, marketing, human resources. So there's a lot of things that we like to include and touch on. Within a day, manufacturing day tour, what we'll do is we'll try to focus on 3 or 4 different roles within the organization. So we'll touch on manufacturing, we'll touch on machine shop, we'll touch on engineering, and then a lot of times we'll also touch on the sales and marketing piece that sometimes gets overlooked, just so the students can get a broad range of realizing that within manufacturing, automation, there's a lot of different degrees or skilled trades or a lot of things that you can go into and still have a really good career opportunity in this industry. Yeah, as far as the tour, don't want to just have it all be presentation based. I mean, normally what we'll do is we'll start out with a quick 5-10 minute overview of Fori, do some housekeeping such as where are the bathrooms at, where are we going to meet at, what is the tour going to look like as far as the flow and how everybody's going to get grouped and the number of minutes per station. And then really what we try to do is just spend all of our time out in the shop. So we'll have those 3 or 4 different stations, say if it's an hour and a half long tour, and we'll try to circulate every 12 to 15 minutes. We'll have chauffeurs. Those will be contacts within Fori from whether it's sales, engineering. We'll have a couple people per group that'll go along with the students and just make sure that we're staying on time, making sure that we don't overrun on any of our stations within the tour, and then making sure that we hit machine shop and getting some time looking at assembly and pipe and wire, and then focusing on the controls aspects of the software of actually getting to drive, and then normally go into some of the detail as far as this is what the quoting process looks like, this is what, how it kind of goes from the quoting conception phase to seeing what's actually being built and out on the floor, so they can kind of get a full idea of what the life cycle of a program would look like for us. So normally the day of the event, what we try to do is get the list of all the students ahead of time so that we can color code and then break them up before they ever arrive. So when they come through the main entrance, what we'll do is we'll set up a table, we'll have all the students' names with the color code on there, and then after we get done with an intro presentation, 5 to 10 minutes on Fori, what the day is going to look like, what they're going to see, we'll then break into those groups. We'll have 1 or 2 people per group. They'll be standing in a designated area, and then we'll say, okay, purple go here, green go here, blue go here, etc., right? And then each of the chauffeurs already knows what station they're going to go to first, the amount of time that we have available per station, and then what station they will go second, third, fourth, to make sure that all the flow and all the movement makes sense and is really streamlined. What we also do is at check-in, we'll provide safety glasses, we'll provide a bag that's got some literature, some giveaways, pens, hats, water bottles, whatever we have available within our marketing department. And at the end of the tour, we usually regroup. We'll find a spot in the plant that has some cool equipment or has something that's moving or whatnot, and then we'll have a group picture there that we'll use for social media, or obviously wanting to get some more information out there about Manufacturing Day, because for Fori it's important just to make sure that we're continuing to build that pipeline and have students that are really interested in this field, and giving them an opportunity to see that it's there's a really great career opportunity.
So like for the machine shop, for instance, that's what I do. It takes about 15 minutes. We just run them through, like, we get a blueprint, we saw cut it, we either weld it, or it goes to the machine, we machine it. When it's done, it goes to paint. So we just run them through our process and let them see the machines. Sometimes we have some hands-on stuff, depending on what we have, and sometimes we don't. But usually out of, if you have 15 or 20 students in every group, usually 3 to 8 are really engaged. So that makes it makes it easier. People start asking questions. My routine is usually pretty much the same, but we've done other things like, I know one year we were building these panels, and we had some electricians set them up to where the kids could wire them real quick to like a schematic, and if they hit a button, it would either light up green or red, or maybe it didn't light up at all. But that was probably the coolest thing we've ever done. Like, they were really hands-on, like, oh, it worked, and then if it didn't, they'd show them how to do it. They got it, within a timely fashion, so that was cool. Sometimes we have, with all our AGVs we have out there, our automated guided vehicles, they've had the students drive those.
Oh,
I think they even had them race one year. It all depends on what you have on your floor that you can utilize for them. I have three apprentices out there that came from, 2 were from Romeo High School, 1 was from Fraser. They all participated in manufacturing day when they were in high school.
We went to the Marley Chocolate Factory, and we got to see the process of how all their chocolate molds are all made for all their different various flavors and all that. I think what makes this company a little bit more unique on how they do it is they really focus on this. They give the kids a decent amount of time in each department to really see how things operate and how a day in the life is working in that department. So everybody's different. Everybody wants to do their own thing, and I think that how they show off so many different things on the shop floor during manufacturing day, I think a lot of kids can spark a lot of different interest throughout, instead of just showing them a couple things that the company might think is cool.
For the ones that I went to, there was a big difference between them walking you around and just being like, that's a machine, that's a whatever, this computer does this, to where here especially, we get the kids right up to the glass.
The best thing, the thing that makes it most worthwhile is if out of those 20 students or 100 students, if you get 3 to 5, 6 students that come work for you or get into manufacturing that they maybe never had thought about before, it makes it worth every effort that you put into it.
For a new company that's doing manufacturing day, I would try to not make it presentation heavy as far as having a PowerPoint and going through and doing that. If you have a means to make it interactive, get them out on the shop floor, connecting wires, turning wrenches, jogging robots, moving equipment, I think that's going to provide the most value to the students, of being able to see really how a system or how a product is manufactured. Really trying to engage with the students and get them involved and bought into what we're trying to show them, and make them realize what's really available to them within the manufacturing sector and why this day is so important.